That's no look as well.
No.
Behind
right
the defender.
Well.
I know.
I've got
Obviously to the GOAT,
top 5.
Calvert-Lewin. Who's going to bang this weekend and all?
I just don't understand how they got him. I still don't get it.
He come up through their academy.
No, Rodriguez.
I know. I know. He fell into that
Yeah,
trap.
I did.
I had
No,
3
no way.
wolves, sir.
No
I did
way.
not. Absolute fucker.
We are back for another episode of That VLS podcast with me, Stephen. Today we've got Josh,
Yo.
Darren,
Hello.
and unfortunately no Lee, the simp. Just the 3 of us today, but that means probably no bruh moments.
I don't know, there might be.
Yeah, there could be.
The odd one. I'm probably prone to doing one of them at least.
Everything changes.
Why have you just got weird already? What?
Boris Johnson.
Not Boris.
How's your week's been, boys?
It's not been great, is it? Well, football hasn't been great.
I
Like,
don't
for
really
our-
wanna,
for our
I kind of
fans.
don't even want. I don't even know why I asked. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, yours
We'll
is
get to
terrible.
that. Yeah, we will get to that.
Oh, but in general, it's not been terrible.
It's not.
What's mad is how shit we've all done, but how many goals there's been.
Yeah.
It's just been goals.
Literally.
I think it's because all of our defences have just got minus points. Like,
I think I have more injuries than anything else. No goals.
More injuries
well,
than
you did,
goals.
well, you did just pick up injured players.
Alright, mate. Didn't. You should be playing.
Bale's not injured.
Dickhead.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's get that dead week out of the way. Let's talk about latest transfer news, boys. We need to get this out of the way because we've mentioned it the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I mean, we've done 3 podcasts, but every week we've been mentioning it.
Quick maps.
Mendy is officially confirmed with Chelsea. 20 million?
Yeah, if anything, we just have all the news. Like, that's why we mentioned it so long ago.
Yeah, it's just
Mate, they're just slow.
in the know.
We
mean-
confirmed it.
I mean, is Mendy at 20 million a better buy than Kepa at 70?
That's oh my god. I mean, interesting that he was dropped. Obviously, we'd talk about the teams and stuff, but interesting he was dropped on the weekend. Probably in pro. They need to get rid, right? They need to sell him.
How much is he worth? How much do you think they can get for him? He's still young.
I don't think they can. Honestly, like, who's going to want him? Who's actually going to want him?
You
Like,
say that.
statistically, he has been the worst keeper in the Premier League.
Yeah, he had the worst save percentage
He's-
in Europe's top 5
He
leagues.
has. But I think if you look at like a Spanish team, one of them will pay out. Look at the likes of when Morata joined, and they went and sold him for absolute chunks.
Yeah, but it's different with Morata. Because Morata had it. Like, he had goals in him. But, like, Kepa's young and he hasn't shown any promise.
No, if
Should
he,
there
I'd be shocked if he went for more than like 25 million.
I'd be
Really?
shocked if he
Oh,
went
wow.
for more than that. I'd be shocked
Yeah.
if he went for more than that.
Okay. Well, interesting to see. We'll see how that develops. New news that we've had come through, which has been confirmed by City, is the signing of Ruben Diaz with Otamendi going the other way.
Yeah, I can't pretend I know a lot about him other than 80 rated on FIFA.
Well, that's all you need to know.
Like
Man
that-
City boost 88 now, maybe.
No,
Yeah, that's not-
He'll get the boost to 83, 84 probably. Like, he'll get it in form first week. I don't know.
But they've got rid of Otamendi, who was an 83. So
There you
yeah,
go,
maybe they
83,
just
isn't
swap. But
it? No, look.
maybe a good signing. They needed something, and I don't know if he's injury prone. Hopefully not, because that's what just City lack. They can't keep 2 centre backs on the pitch.
It's definitely what they needed. 100%.
62 mil. I mean, what? 12 mil more than
I mean,
Stones, do you hope that you get 12 mil more in value than what you got from Stones?
I think you're definitely going to get more than that. But at the same time, like, it is a lot of money. But I think if you're a fan of City, I don't think you should even really care about how much they spend. You should just be happy that they've got him. That's that.
Did you see that Pep, since he came to City, has spent 400 million on defenders? That's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy,
and
considering that they don't have any good defenders.
Yeah, and they still haven't got it right.
No.
Like, other than Laporte. Laporte was a dub.
Yeah, but Laporte was...
Walker
now
was
injured,
good, but like...
Walker's too inconsistent for me.
Yeah.
We've had some movement with United. Josh, you want to fill us in with...
Have we?
Well...
Mate, there's...
Some promising seen.
Like, they're just the worst negotiators I've ever seen. Like, Ruben Diaz happened overnight, and like we're still debating Tellez. Like, personal terms agreed, but the fee, like, they want 20 million euros. That's not a lot of money. But Man United, literally, you can say like 20 million. We'll give you 19. They're just shocking.
They sound like me at negotiating.
Yeah,
and then they're just like, no, we'll go
literally.
for 20 million. I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Tellez, I hope it happens. He's extremely attacking. Just got to wait and see.
Everything we seem to see being mentioned whenever there's United and transfer news is always personal terms agreed, but nothing ever else.
We do it the wrong way round.
Yeah,
Like, you used to always agree a fee. I don't get what they're doing.
Well, what is good about this though for United, what you said earlier before the pod, was the fact that City have got Diaz now, so that leaves room for Koulibaly maybe to go to United. Maybe. I mean,
Possibly. They need another centre.
We need a centre. The thing is, like, we went away from Koulibaly. They wanted 80 mil like a couple of years ago. We said no. Now he's
you got Maguire.
Then we got Maguire, the bus. But now he's a couple of years older. They want 60 million. I don't know. I'd be surprised if we go for Koulibaly, but I'd be happy if we got him.
I think they just need to go for it. I don't think they need to worry about what they spend now. They just need to get a proven player that's done it, been at the top. So they just need those players now.
Yeah, I agree.
You saw some other news in relation to Kante.
Oh yeah, I've seen like whispers about Kante for a while, but like, so Chelsea are still looking at Declan Rice, but Chelsea need to sell players. And then I saw literally today, only gossip, that United have had talks with Kante's agents and availability.
Make sure they get personal terms first.
Yeah, we're probably offering personal terms and then go to Chelsea and they'll say no. But Kante would be a great fit for United. Like,
he would be perfect, really, for them. They need a player like that to free up Pogba and let Bruno do what he wants as well.
But I highly doubt it happens.
It's not like they've not sold him before though. Matic's come from them.
Yeah, it's not. That's not it. Though.
It's not like
Matic went to them when he wasn't playing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but Mata though. We got Mata kind of in his prime.
But same thing with Mata as well. They got him whenever he wasn't really playing. Like, he might have still been really good.
Jose didn't like him, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, boys, there's not really been anything else this week, Premier League wise, anyway. Internationally, you obviously had. Well, we mentioned it last week, but Suarez all now done. He's actually already played, come on for his debut, and also got a couple of goals as well. So.
They're loving that front two, like
beast of a unit, isn't it?
Literally, just shithousery all over the gap.
It's just pure scum up front, isn't it? Just scum.
Yeah.
Like, is there any partnership, like two people up front that has ever been that have been like a worse pairing than them?
I don't know. Lee mentioned last week Dwight York and Andy Carroll.
That's Dwight York and Andy Carroll, both scumbags.
Bit of a plug for episode 3 there.
I don't know if they're worse than Diego Costa and Luis Suarez though. I mean, it's close.
It was a forwards. I mean, you've had obviously midfield partnerships and stuff that have been beastie, but in terms of up front,
I don't think it's beastie.
I'm not talking about beastie.
Horrible
I'm talking about
bastards.
just absolute
scum.
scum.
Literally the sussiest bastards.
They are sus.
They are proper sus.
Both.
Now, as Costa said, like midweek, he turned around and said, "I'll do the fighting, and Suarez can do the biting." I feel like that's just perfect.
Okay. I know Lee not being here, although it was something he brought in with this Lee's top 5 current strikers.
Lee's got COVID.
Yeah, COVID confirmed.
Oh shit.
COVID confirmed.
There you go. Continue.
It is here. COVID confirmed. So Lee's asked obviously our listeners to come up with their top 5 current strikers. We've obviously got involved as well. We have had some people that have come forward as well with their responses. We do have something we can look at to show what everyone has thought.
Thank you for the responses, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that does come forward with comments, any suggestions, we absolutely love all of that. So keep them coming. A bit of a quick overview. So to remind yourselves of what Lee said last week. So he said that for him, he would have Kane, Haaland, who is better than a prime Lewandowski.
By the way, when I sent you these, I put them in order.
Yeah, I'm aware. These aren't.
Okay.
I'm reading these not in any order.
Okay, yeah. Fair.
These are just the 5 that you think. So yeah, Lee, to remind ourselves: Lee, Kane, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, and then Aubameyang. Okay. Myself, I've gone Kane, Aguero, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, Aubameyang. Darren,
Aguero, Suarez, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, and Aubameyang.
And Josh.
And yeah, exact same as Stephen: Kane, Aguero, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, and Aubameyang.
There's obviously a lot of similarities between those. Just to give you an idea of how others felt. So we had Ashley Comper that come in with his very, very similar to ours. The only difference he didn't have Aubameyang.
Okay.
He followed off of some of our from what we were more trolling comments that
Calvert-Lewin.
he puts no he puts him as a midfielder.
Okay. Left winger. I can see why he done it.
His argument was that for if you look at fantasy, he is as a midfielder on fantasy, and obviously where he's playing. I guess my argument to that would be, well, draft is better, and he's a forward on draft, so that is what it is.
My argument is Calvert-Lewin's better, but anyway.
Fairs. Lewandowski, Ronaldo, Kane, Aguero, and he went Haaland as well.
Okay.
So he's listened a little bit to
Lee
there with his prime Lewandowski comments. We then had Kyle that also put forward a little bit controversial with this one.
Calvert-Lewin.
Bamford.
You wish. So he's gone similar in terms of a lot of the ones that we've put. So he's put Aubameyang. He's gone Kane. He's gone Ronaldo. He's gone Lewandowski. The one that he's gone for, which is where we get this little bit controversial, is Zlatan.
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, 10 years ago.
Yeah, I ain't having that.
And it leads up with one of the questions that he's actually put forward.
Okay.
So he has asked us, in terms of the Premier League, what clubs do you think Zlatan would not get into?
But right now, as a starter,
As a starter.
who would he not get into?
Do you think he would get into United as a starter right now?
I hate you. Yes, he would. He would, because I'd just move Martial out wide, and I'd have Greenwood off the bench. So yes, I don't think he starts for City.
Aguero fit? No, I don't think he does.
No.
Chelsea,
Not with Werner there, no.
No.
Spurs,
No.
Kane, no way.
Arsenal.
I don't think he starts from...
Could you have him over Laka if you're playing Orbs out wide?
There's a debate there.
There is a debate
there.
I'll still have Laka though, to be honest. Just the pace and
I mean,
the way Arsenal play. Like, I
had a look at Zlatan's stats. Now, last season I think he had a bit more injury, so he didn't play as many games. But the season before, 31 games, 31 goals.
Can I ask what league is that in?
Yeah, it was in the MLS.
I knew he was going to say that.
MLS is...
Where fucking Bradley Wright Phillips runs the show.
Bradley Wright Phillips is the all-time leading goal scorer in the MLS.
But
he played in the English league, didn't he, Bradley Wright Phillips? What?
I think he did for a bit.
Yeah,
I swear he went to the Championship as well.
he was like he was in. That was his league.
I mean,
it was a Championship. His league was a Championship. He played in the Premier League maybe a season, if that.
I think last season he played 18 games and he had 10 goals.
Bradley Wright Phillips.
No.
Bradley Wright Phillips in the top 5.
You know what he could
And that was at Milan.
I ain't having Ibrahimovic in that top 5. No, I can't.
I wouldn't even have him top 10 if I'm honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
not right now.
In his day, he is unplayable, but I would never even. he would have been like a top 3 maybe like 7-8 years ago, but he can't be there now.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. So someone else that also put forward was Alex.
What did Alex say?
So quite similar to a lot of ours. So
Did he have
again,
Ramos?
Lewandowski, Ronaldo. He had a question whether Ronnie would be counted as a striker, and I said it would be.
I mean,
Yeah.
Orbs, Kane, and Mbappe.
okay. There's obviously an argument for him how well he's done, but again, it's in a dead league in the best team in that league.
Yeah, it's a farmers league. Like,
Even stats-wise, has it been amazing
It's
as
not
well?
been the best this year.
I wouldn't have him in.
But he has been injured for a lot of it, hasn't he?
yeah, I wouldn't stick him in
I
yet.
wouldn't
Like,
think, yeah.
don't get me wrong. In a few years' time, like he could be like your Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah,
but I
for
just
sure.
can't stick him in yet. Too young, as well. Like,
Yeah.
just don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I've rounded up in terms of the average of all of the people that were put forward, and it actually comes out that me and Josh are just bang on with what the average is. So you've got Kane, Aguero, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, and Aubameyang as that VLS overall top 5.
Can I just ask though? I've got Suarez. Right. What's your like? I actually think Suarez and Kane was close for me. Like, so what was your argument for putting Kane ahead of Suarez? Or was Suarez not even in your mind to put him in?
I think the last couple of seasons, I'll be honest, I mean, in terms of how much I fully know what Suarez has done last season, without looking, I wouldn't be able to tell you how well he was in terms of stats. I think just because of how dominant Kane has been for the last, 4 or 5 seasons.
I mean, last season he wasn't so
No,
dominant.
but
I think he's been playing more as a CDM lately as well.
So is that not more down to their setup and the manager, Mourinho, being
No.
defensive?
No, because he does the same for England.
Is that not because of the setup that's defensive? No, you make fair points.
Suarez is a good striker.
I mean, as just a goal scorer, there's not a lot of people better than Kane. There just isn't. But if you're having someone in your team as a striker, I think Suarez would just cause so much more problems. And I think he does score the same amount of goals as Kane as well. So
I think it's going to be an interesting season for him with Atletico.
it is.
And considering how, difficult, well, not difficult, but how things have changed for things like Madrid and Barcelona and all the causes there. Could Atletico go on and win?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They could really go for a title run this year.
And they are the biggest shithouses in the league. So.
Let's have a look at our weekend roundup and how we've been getting on with that.
I do have him above Zlatan.
I also have Mbappe above Zlatan.
I would have Mbappe over Zlatan. Sorry, Carl, mate. Right.
Oh, 3-0. Oh,
must
no. No, don't let it be.
What?
Another, what's his name, goal?
Grealish.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Click it.
You want to check?
Yeah, just check
Yeah,
it.
let's check the scorer. Oh, I've seen it.
Mings.
Mings!
Did he have Mings?
No.
No one has
No one
Mings.
has. Did he have Mings?
I'm sure he had him at one point,
How
mate.
bad is this team if he's got Mings?
I'm sure he had him
You
at
know
one
what
point. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a review where we are. So, starting off from the first games that we had. So, you're Brighton, Man United, and what an absolute. Although they got a dub, absolute shit show from United.
Poor performance
Lucky.
again.
It was a poor performance, and again, like Brighton playing really well, but just getting unlucky with the result. Really, I think. But
I mean, they hit the post what?
5 times, which is a record since stats started.
Wow.
Since Opta started doing the stats. That's just mad.
I think there was a few of them that come off the post and come out, and then there was the one very late on from Trossard hit the post and went back across
hit the
goal.
inside of the post.
Unreal.
I can't believe it didn't go in. Man United were very lucky, and then obviously we've got the
2 late goals.
very late
So
handball incident.
Yeah, so you had an incident at the end. I won't go into the detail of the handball itself because I want to do a bit of a discussion that right at the end because it seems like there's a lot of controversy going on with that in particular. But what are your thoughts on? Because I know this has been debated. A few people, Alex in mind, and a few people I saw on Twitter debating it as well. The fact that obviously the final whistle was blown, and then he's obviously pulled it back for the pen. Regardless of whether we think it was the pen or not, but let's talk about the situation of it, of where he's pulled it back after he's blown the final whistle.
I don't think it's any different from continuing play and then bringing it back after they've checked. I don't think there's any difference. Like, okay, the final whistle's gone, but obviously there's still stuff they need to check, like just to make sure. Do you know what I mean? Like what were they supposed to do? I think it's the right decision to give the penalty.
I see no problem with it whatsoever. Like, the final whistle went, but a VAR check was done, which happened in the game.
Yep.
Of course, he has to reset play. It's the same as like getting a red card after the final whistle. Like,
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, when it happened, I couldn't believe the ref blew the whistle. Like, it was a corner which got headed out between the 6-yard box and the edge of the area to 2 of our players, and he blew the whistle while we're in their box. I was thinking, what? And then obviously we got the penalty and we somehow got the dub. But
Yeah,
no
no,
issue
I'll be in
with it.
agreement. I have no concerns with the fact that they pulled it back after the game and he's blown this whistle for.
That it is also written in the laws, because I saw it on Twitter as
I
well.
think I saw that. Yeah.
I think a lot
There is no time period between once he's blown his whistle to when they can change decisions.
I think also the people that are complaining either don't have Bruno in their fantasy team.
It always comes down to fantasy
Yeah,
teams.
literally always. Like any people you see arguing on Twitter, it's just all fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, that's an OG.
Wasn't an OG.
Yeah.
Jimenez was an OG.
Fuck you, Jimenez.
But yeah, very lucky for United to get a result there. Probably not even deserving a draw. Probably deserved to lose.
Oh, Fulham are terrible, isn't they?
Palace, Everton.
Just again.
Everton continued a good run.
As expected, really. I think the result.
Well, we literally called it, didn't we?
Well, we'll find out in a bit.
I like the
Yes,
plug.
you will find out in a bit whether you got it, or maybe I changed the scores that you put.
I did back. Yeah, I backed Everton. They're looking so good, and again,
Palace are a
just
tough team to play as well.
Hammers just pulling the strings. Like, he's just he does everything well without sprinting around the pitch. Like, whether that's because he's lazy or he's just got great positioning. I think he's brilliant.
Well, he just gets the ball and pings it, doesn't he? Like, he
Look
just
forward to him getting injured.
Obviously, Calvert-Lewin 5 goals in 3 games as expected.
Oh, let's just move on.
Move on. West Brom, Chelsea, game of 2 halves. West Brom up
Literally.
3-0 and then...
Do you know what's mad about this is that they dropped Kepa, and then.
At least there weren't any mistakes from the keeper, but there was a mistake.
But can you imagine though if Kepa was in goal?
Oh, the shit he would get.
Oh yeah, it would have been unreal.
There was a mistake from Silva at the back. I do have that to show you boys.
Levels, mate. Debut in the Prem.
Very individual mistakes, Arlo.
I haven't even seen this yet. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Very good finish.
Do you not feel like the keeper should do a little bit
Do
better?
not start on the keeper.
No, but do you not think?
Mate, it's 1-on-1.
I know,
Like,
but
you
sort
don't
of one-on-one. Like, it wasn't the greatest shot.
You don't expect him to save it.
It's
though.
one. Yeah, it's a cross. Like he's running across. He
Yeah.
runs to his right. It's a pretty standard
But
goal.
I feel like Edison, Alisson and De Gea probably saved that.
De Gea.
Yeah, with his feet. Like, he's, that's-
Possibly. He is a good shot with his feet. There was an incident with Chelsea, which I will bring up now just because it's slightly different related in terms of handball. So, moving forward in terms of Chelsea's third goal, there was a handball shout for them as the attackers. But because of this rule change that they've now brought in place where it has to be immediately after the handball that you then score, and there probably was about 5-10 seconds after they've handballed it to when they've
3
if that,
seconds?
yeah.
I'd call it 3.
Probably 5 at a max that they've then gone and scored. They've not cast it as immediate.
Wow, okay.
I mean, I didn't know the rule change had come in. I'll be honest. It seems like they're changing everything that comes in. We don't know about it, unless you turn off the fine print. But
even the in-studio ref doesn't have a clue what's going on. Like last week in the United game, the United game last week, he was saying, "Oh, it's not a penalty. The one on the Lindelof
Yeah,
handball."
Dermot
He's like,
Gallagher.
"It's not a penalty for me. Like he does this, that, whatever." And then he's given a penalty, and he's like, "Ah, well, in the new rule." It's like, what the fuck?
yeah,
So they did confirm, the Havertz handball would not have stood last season, because last season obviously the rule was completely different. So no matter intent, distance, or anything, it hit an attacker's hand, it's ruled out. I don't know. just don't like, as we're going to get to later, it's now apparently stricter against defenders than it is attackers.
Yeah, it seems like attackers
they've gone the other way.
So much going for them.
Like,
they just need to be consistent with it. That's all.
Just mad.
You want, really, isn't it? Just consistency.
But you know they're going to change it again after
I
this.
know, they are,
because of all the
100%.
problems.
I think they'll do it over international break. I honestly think they'll change the rule. I don't even think they'll wait for the end of the season. It's that bad. Like, Carragher yesterday went off on
Absolutely
one.
went off.
Like, deserved. Like, it was awful.
Anyway.
Cool. But yeah, lucky maybe for Chelsea.
Don't touch the ball with your hand.
Absolutely awful in the first half,
Lesson
but
learned.
managed to bring it back. Burnley, Southampton.
Dead.
Yeah, there's not really much going on. Good win for Southampton there.
It's classic home field advantage means nothing anymore. With the next fixture as well.
Nothing.
Like, it just doesn't. Yeah.
Leeds continued a good start. Not from what I saw, not their best attacking from what they've seen in their previous games. If you looked at their last games, 7 goals going in.
The thing is, though,
It's a
you
bit
know,
different from
this
that,
is a really important game for Sheffield, and I think they tried to be like very solid and compact.
So from what I saw, the way they set up was pure defensive, and their only attacking option was counter-attack.
Yeah.
That was literally
I mean,
it. They hoped to hit them on the counter every time, and they got. Do you know what? They actually got in a few times, and looking at the games themselves, both keepers were outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Like unbelievable saves from both of them. Spurs, Newcastle. So obviously Spurs were winning. You had one major moment at half time where Son seemed to pick up an injury.
Seemed to.
I say major because it affects me.
Confirmed hammy.
Don't know how long though. And you don't know
8
how bad.
months.
It's not. We don't know how bad of a hammy. We don't know how bad of a hammy is going to be, but
7 years.
you hope, mate. Good thing they've got international break coming up, so you can get some nice rest for him.
No, they'll play him. South Korea need him.
Yeah, they're like, we need to win. Again, there's an incident that happened within this Spurs game that we will bring up later on, but I know Josh is livid from it. Another handball incident.
Still upsets me.
We will again address this later on because it's becoming such a big topic that we need to obviously discuss it. Big game, one that we were all hoping that we could see one result going one way for City, but it didn't. And yeah, Leicester City, Man City.
I just don't know what happened.
I mean, 3 pens, wasn't it?
3 pens, but they're all pens.
Dreadful defending.
I mean, it's
Every single one of them. The
it's
defenders
just City
taken
all
them.
over, isn't it? Really, from last season, they just haven't improved in that area. Like, obviously, now they have. Hopefully, well, for them, hopefully, and now they've got another defender. I think Garcia's terrible. He's so slow. His position is awful. Like, Vardy was just outpacing him. Like, by the end of the game, it's Walker that was having to come back and get the ball. Like,
It seemed like not only did they have the defensive issues, which is obviously why they've conceded the goals they have as well, but even going forward, they did slack a bit. Obviously, they're missing a striker. Do we think if Jesus and Aguero are going to be out for X number of weeks, that's going to be a big effect? We've seen it in the past where it has been. Sterling trying to step up and not being able to.
I just don't rate Sterling when he's up front. Like, he's a brilliant player on the wing, but he just doesn't seem to do it when he's up top.
Do you know what? Sterling is just the same player every time. Like, he just always looks pretty bad to me, but he just does seem to smash it. Like,
He's not the most clinical.
no,
like,
I don't know how he does it. Like,
they had obviously the young lad, the lap coming as well.
Yeah.
And he seemed to be alright when he got on for a couple of headers. And
he's a bit old school though. He's kind of like just crossing the box, and like he's kind of like a Route 1 Plan B type player for them. He's unusual for a City player. Like, but I feel like that's just gonna what they're gonna have to do for the next few weeks is probably bring him off the bench. I don't think he'll get a start.
I think as well, though, you've got to give credit to Leicester because I think they were good defensively, and I think they are going to be good defensively this season. I think they're going to be like pretty solid. So, considering City didn't have a striker really, like they didn't do terribly going forward, in my opinion.
Did you see Rodri's comments after the game?
No.
He was like, I don't like playing football like that. It's not my style. Leicester just sat back and didn't play against us. And they were lucky. And it's like, you conceded 5 goals. Like, they weren't lucky.
maybe we should learn to tackle and defend.
Oh, Leicester were very good. They looked very strong. Vardy looked brilliant. penalties though, man. Could you imagine if Man United got this many penalties? Like literally, it would go
There would
off.
be a lot about it, yeah.
Like 5 pens, I think. Is that what it is?
You have to put them away as well, though, and Vardy puts them away, doesn't he?
Oh,
If there's a man you want, either him or Kane.
Oh, he just doesn't. I don't even think he looks at where he's putting the ball. He just crushes his
mad.
foot
Yeah.
through the ball. And
Absolutely mad, considering English are normally dreadful for penalties, but yeah, seems to just
England are
smash
bad
it.
for penalties for England.
You say
Yeah.
smash it. Actually, his second one was it his second or his third one where
Yeah,
he
it's
placed
the
it
one-
bottom right?
Well, I mean, you say placed it, he smashed it.
He
bottom
did,
right,
but it was
yeah.
still
Yeah, so
still
accurate.
yeah, unbelievable. Guys, I take it you all saw his goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's have a
banger.
look at that.
Do you know what was mad, right? I was asleep and I set my alarm just before the City game to wake up. The alarm didn't wake me up, but the telly was on and all I heard was, Mahrez! And it woke me up. I was like, oh shit! Literally, I swear to God that happened.
Got scummed out of a KDB assist here.
Let's have a look at this banger.
Delivers. James Justin to get it away. Oh, what a finish that is!
Goals just aren't as good without fans, right, are they? Like,
What do you mean, man? You don't hear all them fans in the
Oh, mate,
background.
I literally that winds me up so much. The fan noise.
what
I
goals?
don't understand it. I don't understand why it's there.
Madison.
Oh, hi Madison.
Um,
He did well, didn't he?
and we got his goal as well. We'll have a little cheeky
What
look
goal was
at.
better?
This is the commentary he listens to.
Humdillah, Humdillah.
Do you know what I will say? Right, Mahrez probably never practices what he did. He's probably done that
yeah.
a million times.
Yeah.
100%.
I think because this is weak foot, I'd say Morris's goal was
Yeah.
better.
I mean, I think that the Madison one is just sweeter. Like it's just so nice.
Yeah.
It's just
Sweet goal.
yeah.
You then had obviously West Ham Wolves, a result I don't think any of us saw happening. Josh very upset by it.
I never want to watch Wolves play football again. Like, it's literally made me hate Portugal even more. Like,
Well, you hated them before.
I've always hated Portugal.
Why?
Scum, mate, against England.
Ronaldo, yeah.
They're scumbags.
Oh, that's why
Getting
you
really
don't
sent
like Ronaldo.
I like Ronaldo. I'm a Man United fan. Of course, I like Ronaldo.
No, you don't.
Just
Definitely
Messi's
don't.
better.
just Messi.
That's the debate. That's the debate we are not.
I'm never
entering now.
covering Messi versus Ronaldo on this podcast.
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
Yeah,
Ronaldo's the guy.
but no, he's not.
Comment in your thoughts. Who you think?
Yeah, I had 3 Wolves players in my draft, and I think I got 2 or 3 points. It was awful.
You got 2.
Everyone did awful. Traore was shit.
I think you got 2. Yeah, you did get 2.
Jimenez own goal. Fucker.
It was an own goal.
Wasn't.
Do you know what? When I was saying that in the chat as well, I didn't see anything of it.
I was just like, don't, just stop. Oh, mate, yeah. I hated, I don't even want to talk about that game. Like, West Ham were very good. Bowen was quality. Antonio's a beast. Not much more really to say about that game.
No, other than West Ham did really well and I was impressed. And now Fulham.
Yeah, and obviously, like always, at the moment we've got these Monday evening games, so a couple of games that we've not been able to cover much on or have much effect in terms of draft. But yeah, 2 games going on, and we're excited for the Liverpool Arsenal game later, aren't we?
I'm excited for this game that's on right now. Why are we not watching Fulham Aston Villa?
Bundle.
3-0.
Because we're
Wait,
doing our pod.
is Fulham finishing last this year?
I mean, they could. They just can't.
I mean,
defend.
I thought West Brom would, but
Yeah, they just can't defend.
Yeah, it looks like.
is this the starting lineup?
Yeah.
Gomez, I said he'd be back in.
Alisson is playing. There was talks of him not being.
Yeah, I put it in the chat earlier. Him and Alisson passed the fitness test.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
but obviously, what's his name didn't then.
Thiago.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, obviously, part of what we've been discussing of last week's, and we've saved for now, these handball incidents that are going on. It seems like there is an incident every single game. This week you had the Spurs game, Newcastle. I don't think I've seen anything worse than that. Obviously, I think you guys saw the Madrid one, right?
Oh my god, the Real Madrid one.
But the Spurs one, heading the ball, Dyer's not even looking at the ball. He's next to him as he heads it, still gives a pen. Earlier, and obviously you had the United incident as well. With them getting their pen from Maguire's header. it's just week after week we're having these incidents.
I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? That's whatever the rules are. It's what the rules are. But they've just got to be consistent with it. Like, they can't just say, "Oh, well, that's the rule now." Like, when does that come up? When does that come up that that's the rule? The in studio ref didn't even know that was the rule.
But how do you react to that? You say like, "This is it, right? This is what they've got to deal with." You can't deal with that because you're in natural positions.
Oh, of course.
When you're jumping, your arms are going up. When you're running, your arms are out.
Of course.
Look at the Lindelof one that happened from like their first game week. His arms, he's just running with it and it's hit his arm.
Do you know what I will say though? Like, doing that does stop the controversy of people being like, "Oh, but was it in an unnatural position? Was it not?" Like, well, it's his hand, so it's pen.
I mean, if they're going to be consistent with it, fair enough. Bring on the pens. I've got pen takers in my team. I take it.
Like, I do think that is the only reason. The only good thing about it is that there's no controversy with it. Yeah, like I'm saying no controversy, but I mean, like, there's no debate. Like, if it's a handball or not, it's his hand, it's handball.
Until it comes to the point that maybe they don't give one.
Well, exactly, but that'd
be interesting to see, wouldn't it?
I think they just need to go back to basics again. Like, I feel like they need to take into account proximity, intent. Because
yeah, they do.
It's like we're saying. It's like the lawmakers don't play football. Like, try jumping with your arms by your side. Like, you're not going to get as much height. Like, your arms need to be up.
I never thought we had massive issues with
defensively. I
Always
didn't.
been. No, but I think defensively as well. I think it has to be the same for attackers and defenders in that sense. I don't think it should be different.
It seemed like last season was all defenders. This season seeming like it's all attackers. Who knows? Maybe next season or even after the national break, as Josh said, it might change.
They have got this wrong. Like, I don't. 100% it's wrong. Like, Hodgson went off on one. Carragher went off on one.
Hodgson is like 130 years old.
Yeah, no, but even Hodgson said, like, I think the handball was given in his favour. And the Lindelof one, he said, that weren't handball. Like, it was, it's pathetic. But it's ruining it as well. Like, the moment you see it on VAR, you're just like, for fuck's sake. Like, they're going to give a penalty. And it's dumb. It is really dumb.
We had a question from Kyle again. This is a bit in reference to this, so it kind of covers off VAR. So he's asked, in terms of our thoughts on what we think is going wrong with VAR. Why do we think it's going wrong? He takes a comparison to if you look at when it was used in the 2018 World Cup, and they got it so right. Why is it wrong now?
Well,
I would have jumped in straight away. I actually think this season it hasn't been wrong. I think VAR this season has been absolutely unbelievable. The refs being able to go use the monitor, which is what they were doing in the World Cup, which they didn't do last season, and they brought it in now that they can do that. All of these incidents of handball, that's just not VAR. That's the rules itself that they're obviously dealing with. I think VAR itself is actually going really well.
That's exactly what I was literally going to say that.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing. I don't blame. Like, people have been blaming the referees and VAR's wrong, and it's the laws. Like, it's the law that is wrong, especially with the handball.
I think VAR's been spot on. If these are all the rules, was far done wrong.
Yeah, like the Maguire one, regardless of this rule change or not, like the Maguire one, the handball from Morpie, his arm was up above his head. He jumped towards Maguire, hit his hand. I didn't even see that live in the game, and neither did the ref. Like, VAR done its job there because that was handball.
I think the fact that they've introduced these screens and they can go and use them, I think they need to maybe. There was some shouts about, are you going to use them for every incident and therefore slow things down? But at the moment, I think it's working really well.
Major incidents.
Yeah, it hasn't. I can't recall being annoyed by VAR.
I think we had this discussion last year as well, being like, why aren't they doing that? Like, they should be doing that. Like, that would stop all these problems of making tough decisions, and it has. I think
in fact last season it probably even took longer with certain decisions because all these lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Just let the ref go and have a look
just
at
let
it.
the ref,
You know what I
let
mean?
him make a decision.
But yeah, Carl, thanks very much for those questions coming in, mate. Keep them coming. If there's anything else you think of during this pod, let us know, and we'll try and pick them up next week. Let's have a look at the overview of our draft following this week.
no.
We will be very quick at doing this because I hate it.
I mean,
We
it's
all
not
hate
even
it.
that bad for you, mate. Shut up.
No, it's bad.
Oh, not really. He's still. Look, where is he in the table?
This is the most depressing
yes.
draft week. Like, everyone just been trash.
Yeah, but you say that, but you just got to compare your week to everyone
We've got to go
else's.
past us.
Yeah, true. Like, but I just can't believe that one person has got double. everyone else. Like, it's just mad. Obviously, some of us got some big hitters to play. I've got Salah, who's going to get at least 3 goals later. Maybe even 4.
Ooh, you've done well, Steve.
Oh yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, Steven's done really well.
I need 11 points from... No, I need 12 points from 2 players.
As you can see here, Steven made some really good decisions.
Look at these
Ooh.
goats, though. Bale,
The
mate,
goats.
when he's playing, done.
He's going to... Yeah, literally, he'll be done.
When Jesus
One
gets
game.
back, done. Son, done, mate.
I've,
You
heard,
know
I've
what?
heard Pereira isn't even injured. He's just on his way out.
Nah,
I've heard that as well.
he's going to be starting next game.
Do you want to bet?
I think he'll be playing
Do you
next
want to
game.
bet?
You think he'll be playing next game?
Yeah,
Would you like to bet?
no,
Didn't think so.
I don't bet.
You think he'll be
Why
playing
not?
next game?
Because he's injured.
Back in training.
All right, congrats.
I bet you any money he does... Okay. You know what? Put him in your starting lineup, mate.
He's already in my starting lineup.
Good.
I'll show you.
Yeah,
Look.
no. I want him in.
I want to see your starting lineup. Let's see.
He is there.
How many of your players are actually going to start?
Bale,
Okay.
Son,
Podence.
all of these are, mate.
It's a nice team.
They're all in.
I mean, so you got 4 out if you're starting lineup.
No,
so
they're all playing.
okay.
I don't want to look at anyone's team other than Jay's.
Yeah.
Jay just scum.
He's still got players to play as well.
Willian, and he's got
Is it
5.
just
in-
Willian?
yeah,
Who's
he's-
coming on for him? For
Aki.
Zuma? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Jay will probably go top of the league depending on what happens later.
Have a look at Darren's.
I mean, the defense.
Good points from Morris.
Defense is a bit good.
I can't believe James got a bonus point.
Morris
Did
and
you know that?
I didn't know.
Mad. So I tell you what I'd like to look at. I'd like to laugh at Lee's 4th sub to make me feel a little bit better. If
Bowen
he-
there on his bench, 15
Mount
points.
kind of saved him, didn't he? Really?
Oh mate, he did as well.
He's got a couple of players left to go, obviously.
Oh wow.
Liverpool
Okay. Yeah, he
needs those clean sheets.
needs a clean sheet.
I think Orbs is scoring. I hope not, for Stephen's benefit.
I mean, I hope he does, just to take points off
I really hope
that
he does.
lofty idiot.
I really hope he does.
He is your
I think he-
competition.
I hope he
No,
gets-
he's not.
I hope he gets a
Everyone's
hat.
competition. This year, everyone is competition. This
is so
this will
tight.
change.
I mean,
It's
I
very
look
tight.
at Lee's midfield and I think that's not really competition.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, like, what did your midfield do this week?
Salah to play. Salah to play. That midfielder.
Let's so we rounded up the week. We've had a look at draft. One thing that we need to look at is
It's terrible, isn't it? Fuck me.
our filthy foursome
Oh, this went really bad.
and how we done with this week's predictions.
Did anyone do well?
I mean, Steve. I don't think Steve. Did you get a single? No. Okay, never mind.
You done well at everything, didn't you?
I mean, he still thought Mahrez played for Leicester. So.
What are we saying then?
So I've updated the table to give us a weekly kind of run-in, and then the names will be organised based on.
For fuck's sake, Jay. Why is Jay always bottom?
He loves it.
Oh, man.
We'll have a quick overview of this week. So me and Lee not getting any scores or results correct.
He got none.
But, no.
How is he still top?
He put so the only one that everyone got the correct result on was the Everton game, and then you and Josh were the only two to get the correct score.
Yeah.
Others had like 2-0, 3-1, etc.
Then why didn't Lee get a point?
Because Lee, like me, had them drawing. Lee had 1-1.
Oh, so not everyone did get that correct.
I meant other than Lee, obviously.
And
I
you.
bet. I mean, yeah. Thanks, mate.
I mean, that's
Thanks, mate. Son's crying.
In terms of how that's, yes. In terms of how it's affected the overall, obviously we're 2 weeks in now. So Lee remaining with Josh at the top with 6, Darren at 5 points, Carl 5, and then you've got Alex and me at 3 with Ash, and then Jay down there loving his bottom place at 2 points. But a long season, boys.
Oh, you need you need one good week. So
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Lee last week 6 points. This week 0.
I mean, if you literally get 2 correct scores, you'll just crush it.
Literally.
yeah,
Literally.
I mean, we were one of us are 1 goal off in the Spurs game to get that.
Yeah.
fuck Spurs.
Let's move swiftly on to this coming week and the fixtures.
Some decent games this week. Some big point scorers, hopefully.
Yeah, looks like we've got some really interesting games.
Chelsea Palace would be good, I think.
I think Chelsea will win. I think that it was a little bit fluky that they got a draw with West Brom. I think they still dominated the game, really.
Palace aren't easy, especially if they come and play how they did against likes of United.
There's talk of Patrick Van Aanholt. Like, does he walk straight back into the team? Because of Mitchell, their left back, who's been so good. I mean, he's been unbelievable.
He gets in.
I mean, he should. Yeah. He's so good going forward, but this Mitchell's played really well. I wonder what happens there.
Obviously, Brighton have been playing really well. They've now got Everton.
They've got tough fixtures, isn't they, Brighton? For a team that's playing well. They play Man United midweek as well in the League Cup.
Yeah, that's mad.
Leeds, Man City, could be some good goals in that.
Goals galore.
Yeah. Newcastle, Burnley, I think it's just going to be
That'll be a dead game.
That'll probably be the dead game of the week.
Could be 0-0 that.
7-0 confirmed.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of, even Wolves need a big result from Fulham. They need to bounce back with that.
I mean, they will, because Fulham are the worst team in the world.
You've really got it in for Fulham.
They're just so bad. I just can't watch them.
Yeah, they are terrible.
Mitrovic is good, and then that's it.
I will state now, I'm going to have 3 Wolves players in my team again this weekend. And if they do nothing, I'm done.
Just put him off, mate. Just drop him in.
Come on, Mitrovic.
I feel like I have to.
I think Mitrovic can score a pen.
I don't give a fuck.
And
fuck that guy.
Battle of top 4, top 6. You got United, Spurs.
Great game.
Top 8.
Probably not wrong, mate.
I cry.
But yeah, some good fixtures. We've obviously got our filthy foursome to review and our predictions that we've got for that. How does everyone feel in terms of their predictions and where?
Well, I wouldn't have predicted them if I didn't feel like they were.
I mean, you said you did rush when you're doing it, mate.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll get at least 4 results right.
So, we're looking at covering off the...
Did you just copy and paste?
We're looking at covering off the Everton-Brighton game, Leeds Man City, Leicester West Ham, and then obviously the Man United Spurs. Thankfully, we haven't got a Monday night game, so they're all actually quite congested this week over Saturdays and Sunday. I
saw there's so many games on Sunday. Finally,
yeah. So that's why I don't get it wrong. I like all the games that we have on TV, but when it is so spread over, the number of days it is. I do miss sometimes that soccer sat 3 o'clock.
Yeah, but the soccer sat isn't going to be the same anymore.
It won't now, no. Not now they've got rid of it.
My missus hates it. It's like we don't like watching football. Who are you watching now?
That's the only reason why.
Who am I not watching now? I don't give a fuck. I watch them all. I tell her Harper likes it. She just can't say anything.
In terms of a quick overview, so I've gone for a 3-1 Everton, Man City to win 3-0, Leicester to win 3-1, and Man United to win 2-1. I'll cover off Leeds as he's not here to simp. He's gone Everton 2-1, Man City 4-0, Leicester to win 2-1, and Spurs to win 2-1. Good United fan he is.
Mate, he's not a Man United fan.
Can we just go in on Lee a little bit? Because I feel like...
Scum.
Yeah, he should be here.
Is he up there with Diego and Suarez?
He's
as
close.
Scum?
He's close. He's up there with Andy Carroll and York, I think.
He's sus, mate.
He's sus. I'll say we vote him.
Literally, he's so bad. Like, weren't you going to do a food review on Thursday? And he said Thursday morning,
Literally Thursday
I'm
morning.
not here.
Oh, boys, I don't think
I'm going to the Isle of Wight. Oh, by the way, going to miss the pod.
I'm putting it out there now. What's his Twitter? What's his number? No, I can't put his number out there.
Lee is
I can.
He's there with you, mate, as a piece of shit, I think.
With me?
Yeah, you're still a piece of shit.
You are
a piece of shit for.
Have you seen your parking?
Not just the parking, mate, just everything you do. Like, it's just...
Pull that shit up.
Literally just a picture of him parking. Yeah. I think you should, honestly.
I could get the picture up. Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
We'll edit that.
His Twitter's a bit long. Send it to me. Throw in... No,
Call him a piece of shit.
I want you to tweet. I want you all to go in and directly message Lee and call him a simpy piece of shit. Just do it. Every listener, write this down. Lee Warren 79 underscore Lee.
Do you not like followers?
What is his Twitter? I mean, what is that? Even that deserves to you guys go in there and just give him some shit. So drop in there before he even gets the chance to listen to the pod. Get in there and just start messaging him and he'll think, what the fuck is going on? That'd be fun.
He's a shit show.
He is.
Lofty idiot.
Lofty.
Darren, let's cover off your results quick.
Well, I think it's pretty much the same as everyone else's. 2-1 Everton against Brighton. Then we've got 5-1 City against Leeds. Leicester 2, West Ham 0, and United 2, Spurs 1.
Yeah.
And again,
I mean, it's just the same.
Yours are pretty much similar to they're all going to be similar. It's just a little bit different the scores. Josh, just cover off yours quick and then we'll move on.
just Everton 2-1. I've got Man City 3-1, Leicester 2-0, a rare clean sheet, and Man United 2-1 over Spurs.
I think me and Josh are more hoping that it's going to be a Leicester clean sheet.
Justin and
I
Castagna.
I really think with Mendy out there, they will struggle a little bit.
Mendy.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Bruh.
We got one.
I think we are.
Got him.
I think with Ndidi out, it's Mendy that's been playing, I think.
With Ndidi out, they've got to put Andy Carroll in there.
I think with Ndidi being out,
Kante starts now, surely.
you guys are unlucky that I'm the one that can do the editing.
Mate, it's going in.
Yeah, right.
Tweet at Stephen.
I'm excited that we can look forward to this week. Hopefully there'll be some more goals and draft can be better than where it's been.
There's been a lot of goals this week. There's been a lot of goals every week. It's just
for
no
our players.
goals for
We
us.
really need it.
and all of our defence just got annihilated.
Not been great.
Probably got a combined score of all of our defences of like 5.
Seems about that. Yes. There's not been many clean sheets at all.
No.
I don't think we've had.
I think
If I'm right, I don't think there hasn't been a 0-0.
No, well, obviously you got the West Ham clean sheet, but
No
Yeah.
one backed. I think the only correct backing of a clean sheet was Arsenal game week 1. I think a couple of you had Arsenal. I didn't, but other than that, it's hard. It's really hard.
yeah.
As home advantage don't exist.
Let's cover off for those that do the fantasy. Because we do indeed.
Do.
Don't be that guy.
Go on.
Already
Carry
confirmed.
on.
Let's cover off for those obviously that do fantasy football and your captain choices. Let's have a look who we think would be an ideal captain choice this week.
It is lit this week. It's hard even to pick one. There's so many.
I think we should throw out a variety of players because obviously you've got to think about different teams, different people they might have. You've got the likes of Wolves. They've got to get goals against Fulham, so you've got Jimenez as a good shout there.
I think what screams out here is City against Leeds. I mean, you've got to have maybe KDB or Sterling. I think is a very good choice for captain.
Yeah.
And I think they're the only two really. I mean, you could have Mahrez. Like Mahrez is cheap.
I think he will play.
Mahrez is cheap, and I think he's actually my captain this week. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully, he does really well because he's in my draft team as well. But yeah,
I hope not. I think. Who will be my captain will be Aubameyang.
Yeah, now midfield. So it
Great
helps him.
value and a midfielder.
Sheffield haven't scored a goal. The only team in the Prem not to score yet.
I also like, a bit biased because he's in my team and he's the GOAT, Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin at home
You
to
mean
Brighton.
Bamford?
No, Bamford's dog.
I don't know about this week because I just think Brighton have been really good.
Calvert-Lewin's better. Top 5 striker in the world. Confirmed.
You didn't have him in your top 5.
Yeah, I didn't want to show bias.
And I mean, one that we probably not suppose shouted at because there are so many good options. The possibility of Ings, West Brom, they're playing.
Yeah, it's definitely an outsider.
And
Definitely
he's
someone.
been getting some goals.
It's definitely someone you would want to have in your team this week. Being
Plays for
cheaper
Jay,
as well.
so
Oh yeah, he does play for Jay.
fuck that guy.
No, we'll say no for that.
Yeah,
I think Vardy's always an option. I think you mentioned Vardy.
injured. I just hope he's injured. What about who we picked last week for captain? How'd you get on, Steve, with your choice? Who did you pick again?
I don't even know.
Son.
Yeah, it was
You told the listeners
Was it
to
Son?
pick
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah,
Sorry,
don't go with me.
sorry, listeners.
It was a mistake. I made a mistake. It was a mistake. Generally mistake. I made a mistake, and it was a genuine mistake. I made my mistake. It was a mistake. No.
Don't go with Son.
Although,
Sorry.
I don't think mine was much better. It was a little bit better, not much better.
What, 4 points?
Yeah, Bamiyang.
And me and Leonard picked Kane. So listen to me and Lee. Lee this week
Wait,
also agrees with me.
What did Kane do? Got an assist?
He got 5 points, so 10.
Probably wasn't much better options out there.
No. Well,
other than tonight,
Vardy would have been a better option.
Son was a great shout, wasn't he?
My actual captain this week is Salah, who's about to get a hat trick.
To be fair, Son looked sick before he got injured. Hit a post twice. Should have scored.
He's playing against a dead Newcastle team, mate.
Yeah, he should have goals. It's just fucking injury. Can we not talk about that? That's my idea.
Well, I mean,
You're the one dwelling on it. Move on.
Liverpool against Villa as well. Why not Salah? Mane?
It could be. There's so many options. Like
There's a
it's
lot.
tough this week.
I even think you could put like Trent or Robbo in there. Like,
Let's not go too far, mate. No, there's loads of options. There really is. There's so much choice for people. It's a great game week.
Patricio.
Podence. It's going to be injured. Let's talk a little bit around gaming. There's not a great deal that's been happening, but just to keep it in everyone's minds because it's coming and it is getting so close for us. FIFA 21. So you've got obviously our 10-hour play coming up. If you've gone for the Ultimate Edition?
Yep.
10-hour plays that you get on the 1st. You then get early release from the 6th, and then obviously the rest of it 3 days later. But
So we're going to be grinding
Buzzing
Friday, Saturday. We're grinding, aren't we? Our 10 hours.
I really believe this year is going to be massive for pro clubs because I feel like a lot of streamers are going.
we're putting it out there. We are going to be that live.
A lot of streamers are going to be doing pro clubs. I think mainly, to be honest, I haven't heard many people raving too much about.
I think they're still going to do Ultimate Team.
Yeah, of course.
Because
There is
money.
Yeah, and obviously people like seeing
Good
people open
content.
packs and stuff.
Yeah, but you got
Player reviews.
Sidemen are massively into clubs now, which is good.
Yeah, they've been talking about doing clubs on the play. Like a lot of them, like getting PlayStation 5 as well. So
Yeah.
Well,
big on that.
Not long.
challenge.
I mean, they're not going to be us though. We've seen.
Remember?
I know they're really bad.
I know a few of you have mentioned, but do ping us some details at VLS023 on our Twitter page. Get involved. If you want to be involved in the pro clubs, we can get you tested. You will need to go through a trial.
Coronavirus.
You will need to go through trials.
Coronavirus. Tested.
Are we going to talk about the biggest game right now? You know, a bit sus.
Yeah, it's sus.
Among Us.
I mean, it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's now huge.
Yeah, it's been.
Among Us right now is huge.
It's the in game right now. I think with Warzone kind of like slowing down a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on really. I think it's because
I'm not even that excited to play Warzone.
you're not.
Not really.
It's because you're trash.
I'm definitely not.
No, you are.
You've got worse.
You used to be good.
I mean, you boys talking to me about not being good.
Yeah.
Listen to you. Advice from you.
You wait till we get to clubs, mate. We'll bring you down a peg again.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, there
You
you
were
go.
great,
there,
weren't you?
there goes that eyebrow. We're both better than you.
Okay. Sure.
I think Lee and Alex will agree. Me and Darren definitely agree.
In terms of different positions, probably.
Oh, well,
In terms of being up front.
I mean, anyone
Include
can
that
play up
one
front.
position he can play.
I can play all positions.
Yeah, not well.
Okay. Your opinion.
My opinion as well.
Before we close off, can I just do a shout out?
You can do a shout.
Israel Adesanya, the GOAT.
That was insane.
Oh, mate. Big UFC fans, obviously.
Yeah. Like, I would be talking more about UFC if
We had an audience for it.
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
we could
audience.
talk non
Build
stop.
We could do, yeah.
UFC audience, you're out there. Message us. Let us know you like it if you want to hear more about UFC. We'll get a section on
Or
it.
just MMA in general.
Yeah,
Just,
ask
Yeah.
me and Darren anything.
We'll get a section going on it. Tweet us, VLS023, if you want to hear a section on UFC. We'll get it going.
What performance though? That is literally. I think that's the best title defending performance ever. Honestly, ahead of McGregor.
There's a lot of obviously good title defences. I don't know, but I saw something on Twitter earlier. Is he the second greatest middleweight of all time?
I think so.
I think it's an easy yes.
Yeah. Who else is there?
Like
You've
people
got-
were saying like Weidman in his prime, but I don't think so. I think Izzy is the second best and could become the best.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think he's going to clean out his division. Like he's got Cannonier and Till.
I think they're good stylistic matchups for him.
Yeah.
Like I think the only person that's really going to beat him is a really strong wrestler.
Yeah, I put something on Twitter earlier. I feel like if he can get back to title contention and he's best, I think the only person who can give him trouble is Rockhold. Because of his grappling.
I just think
But I still think he beats him.
He just ends Rockhold, I think, like just easily. I think he just like he couldn't. Rockhold couldn't take him down. I don't think he couldn't get close to him to take him down. I think he was just a sniper.
I feel like there's 3 fights left for him in middleweight division, and I think he wins all of them. And then I don't know what he does from there, because we talk about light heavy, but like, he doesn't cut for 185.
Do you know, like you see the sort of tweets from John Jones saying that he might want to come back to light heavyweight. No, but I think he sees something there. Like, you see, like, who is there really for him at heavyweight? There's a few people, but he wants to fight Jan to get his belt back.
Yeah. And
then I think he's eyeing up that Izzy fight, that super fight.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, I'm a bigger Izzy fan than I'm John Jones fan, but I just think John Jones will be too big for Izzy.
Oh, massive Izzy. Izzy's probably my favourite fighter, to be honest.
He's definitely in my top 5. Like, but no, I don't know what Jones can do. Got a lot of attention though. Got a lot of likes and retweets when he said, "Should I get my belt back?" So people are interested.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's going to be whatever the UFC want to pay him more money to do.
I kind of just want to see him do heavyweight, to be honest.
Same. I want him to fight like the big boys who can actually hit and can turn his lights off potentially.
Yeah.
There's no disagreement from my side. You boys obviously very enthusiastic when it comes to UFC. Absolutely love it, and you got a lot to talk about when it comes to it. So you guys out there, those that are listening, you know, you want to see a piece on it, you want to hear from it a bit more, you know, let us know. You know, we can get a piece on that going, because I think it'd be good for you guys to, you know, it'd be good for me to look into it a bit more, get some understanding what's happening. I used to be, you know, massively into it. Obviously, we're working Sundays, it's a bit difficult now. But let's close it up, boys. Let's discuss the food review. Quick bit on that. Obviously, we had our last place. If you haven't checked it out already, go and check it out. Me and Darren done that on Thursday. Lee did bottle.
Oh yeah, what happened to Lee?
Luckily told us, you know, Thursday morning that he couldn't make it for the review Thursday afternoon, so that's great. A cheeky little review of the Scooby.
Goated.
Absolute huge beast of a burger.
Do you know, I kind of wish I didn't get the Scooby burger.
I think you had to, but I get what you mean.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to more like enjoy my food more rather than just like try to suffer eating.
Food challenge.
I was breaking this thing. I literally broke it into like 3 different layers. I was like, where's
it wasn't a burger by the time I was eating it. Literally, I was just cutting it up. Like, you couldn't eat it like
you
that.
get the Scooby burger for the gimmick, didn't you?
You're drunk though. What'd you do with that? You dropped that 100%. You'll walk in, that's on the floor, like Josh with his kebabs when he used to do.
I remember that. I was like 19.
You cried.
Oh, it was a bad night.
This week, carrying on with obviously our reviews, we have got our next place, and this time requested in by one of our listeners. So Ash has come in with a request for us to go and try Ballers, which is the food bit. I think they might only do takeaway though, so we might have to do something probably back here.
At Crawley.
That'll be alright.
Huh?
At Crawley Football Club.
Yeah, but I think they only do takeaway.
That's fine.
Yeah, for Crawley Football Club.
I've seen things online and Twitter. A lot of people say it's quite nice.
He said a couple of it. He said he's had it a couple of times, been really nice, and he's had it another time, and it was a bit sus. So we'll try it out. Yeah. We've got that review that we will get then live. Well, not live every time.
Live.
Coming at you live.
We'll get that video out for you next week. Cool. Listen, that has been us for this episode 4 of that VLS podcast. Guys, don't forget to drop in some comments, you know, as you have been doing, your predictions for the results for the Filthy Foursome. Any questions you guys may have, feedback as well in relation whether you want to see a UFC bit that we can cover off within the pods. And don't forget to also go and follow our socials, you know, at VLS023. You'll find that on every single one of them. And our Twitch page as well, twitch.tv/VLS023.
Oh, and Lee's Twitter, at Lee Simp. Whatever the rest of it is. Fucking
it's
74.
Lee Warren 79_Lee. Drop him them messages. We want to hear what you have to say to him.
Lee, you better listen to this, you little bitch.
See you next time.
Liar.
Liar.